Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Sunday. Got a lot of NFL action today. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And if you guys like betting on NFL player props, go ahead and sign up with ParlayPlay. Get $10 just for signing up. Simple over-unders on player props. Very easy. Go ahead and take advantage. Build up that bankroll and hopefully cash out soon. And yeah, we'll hop into it here. I'm going to be covering the Monday and Tuesday NFL matchups in a different video. So just covering the Sunday matchups today. Normally I cover, all the NFL matchups, but now that we have 2 Monday night matchups and then 2 Tuesday night matchups, I'll just make those into separate videos. And yeah, we'll hop into it. First matchup, we have the Arizona Cardinals versus the Detroit Lions. Cardinals opening up as 13-point favorites with the over-under at 47.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Detroit 2-0-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 1 out of the last 3 meetings. Arizona 7-3 in their last 10. Detroit just 1-9 in their last 10. Arizona coming off a 30-23 loss against the Rams. Detroit coming off a 38-10 loss against Denver. Arizona 7-0 covering on the road right now. It's crazy. They've been a crazy road covering team and a great road team as well. 8-3 covering in their last 11. Detroit, 1-9 at home. Hard to trust this Detroit team. They just have not looked good. And I think it's a good spot for the Cardinals to come in, get a nice win after that Rams loss here. Taking the Cardinals minus 13. Add them to your money line parlays. Next matchup, we have the Carolina Panthers versus the Buffalo Bills. Bills opening up as 12-point favorites with the over-under at 44. The last 3 head-to-head, Buffalo 2-1, 2-0-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. Carolina just 2-8 in their last 10. Buffalo 5-5 in their last 10. Carolina coming off a 29-21 loss against Atlanta. Buffalo coming off a 33-27 loss against Tampa Bay. Carolina, 2-8 covering in their last 10. 2-5 in their last 7 against Buffalo. Buffalo 10-3 at home right now. Playing great at home. 8-1 against the NFC. 8-1 covering against the NFC here. I like the Bills coming off that Tampa Bay loss against a Carolina team on a 3-game losing streak here. Really haven't had any offense going ever since McCaffrey got hurt. And, Cam hasn't really been that good. Their quarterback situation is pretty bad. I like the Bills at home to get a nice win coming off that loss because they really need these wins these next few weeks. Taking the Bills minus 12. Add them to your money line parlays. Next matchup, we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants. Cowboys opening up as 11-point favorites with the over-under at 44.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Dallas 2-1, 1-2 covering the spread. The over has hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Dallas 7-3 in their last 10. The Giants just 4-6 in their last 10. These teams did play early October. Dallas winning 44-20, absolutely destroying them. Dallas 10-3 covering right now, 7-2 covering against the Giants, 8-1 in their last 9 against the Giants. Pure dominance against New York here. I really have no faith in this Giants team. They've been awful. It looks like Mike Glennon's probably going to be the quarterback again. Mike Glennon will be the quarterback. He's been awful. He's been awful here. We're taking the Cowboys minus 11 on the road, in which a team they destroyed the Giants their last meeting. I like Dallas to get a nice win on the road here. Next matchup, we have the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags opening up as 5-point favorites with the over-under at 39.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Houston 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Houston just 1-9 in their last 10. Jacksonville 2-8 in their last 10. Houston on a 7-game win streak against the Jaguars, 5-1 on the road against Jacksonville. Kind of crazy. Jags on a 5-game losing streak, 1-5 at home against Houston, 2-17 against the AFC. We know the Jags just fired their coach. We'll see if that translates to, player performance here. Sometimes you see coaches get fired and teams start playing good, but then sometimes you see coaches get fired, and at the end of the day, the team still is horrible. Jags are still horrible. Houston's still horrible. To lay 5 points on either side here, you just can't do it. I mean, the Jags have never been a favorite all season, so we have no idea if they're going to be able to cover because they've just never been a favorite. Not in love with this matchup. I mean, it's probably the worst matchup on the slate. We're taking Houston +5 here. I mean, you can't really trust either team here. Davis Mills has been actually playing pretty good at quarterback, despite them getting absolutely murdered. He's been okay. Trevor Lawrence, with Urban Meyer, without him, he just hasn't been that good. He's been, they just haven't been able to move the ball really. Coming off a game where they just didn't even score any points against Tennessee. Taking Houston +5. Next matchup, we have the New York Jets versus the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins opening up as 9.5-point favorites with the over-under at 41. The last 3 head-to-head, Dolphins 3-0. 3-0 covering the spread. The over is 0-3. The Jets 3-7 in their last 10. The Dolphins 5-5 in their last 10. These teams did just play each other a few weeks ago. Miami picking up a 24-17 win over the Jets. The Jets, 0-7 covering against the Dolphins, 0-5 on the road against the Dolphins. I mean, this Jets team can't cover. They've been awful. Miami on a 5-game winning streak, 5-0 covering the spread during this streak, 5-0 at home against the Jets. Everything's in the Dolphins' favor here. Love the Dolphins at home. We're taking Dolphins -9.5. Add them to your moneyline parlays. All right, next matchup, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers opening up as 1-point favorites with the over-under at 43. The last 3 head-to-head, Pittsburgh 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. The Titans 7-3 in their last 10. Pitt 5-5 in their last 10. Titans 8-4 covering in their last 12 right now. 7-2 in their last 9. Pitt 4-8 covering the spread right now. Not a good spread team. They are 4-0-1 at home right now. 4-1 at home against the Titans. Crazy, the Titans have had all these injuries, but they've just been able to play solid offense, solid defense, get wins. This Pittsburgh team cannot stop the run. They have been playing very bad football these last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. They've just been awful here. Not in love with this matchup here. I like the Titans on the road +1. They're going to run the ball down Pittsburgh's throat because every team's been able to. They just can't stop the run. And I think Titans are going to be able to run the ball on them a lot. And not in love with the Steelers. They're just a super hard team to trust. And we're going to take Titans +1. Just not impressed with what I've seen from Pittsburgh to even take them at home. They're a risky team to bet on right now. We'll take the Titans +1 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Falcons versus the San Francisco 49ers. Niners opening up as 9.5-point favorites with the over-under at 46.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Atlanta 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Atlanta 5-5 in their last 10. The Niners 5-5 in their last 10 as well. Atlanta 6-3 in their last 9 against San Francisco. That's kind of crazy, honestly. 5-1 covering on the road right now, but just 3-12 on the road against San Francisco. Niners 4-1 covering in their last 5, 12-3 at home against Atlanta here. Yeah, I like the Niners here against this Falcons team. I think Niners are going to play good defense, run the ball, and, get a nice win over this Falcons team. I like the Niners minus 9.5. Add them to your moneyline parlays. Next matchup, we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Denver Broncos. Denver opening up as 3-point favorites with the over-under at 44. The last 3 head-to-head, Denver 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The over is just 1-1-1 in the last 3 meetings. The Bengals 5-5 in their last 10. Denver 4-6 in their last 10. Cincinnati, coming off that 26-23 loss against the Niners. Denver coming off a 38-10 win over Detroit. Cincinnati 4-1 covering on the road right now. Denver 10-1 at home against Cincinnati. 4-2 covering in their last 6. Yeah, I like the Bengals here. I'm going to buy a 0.5 point. I like Bengals plus 3.5. 2 7-6 teams that really need a win here. I think Joe Burrow is going to bring it in this matchup. On a 2-game losing streak, this Bengals team here, I think they can at least cover and possibly get a nice win on the road here. We're taking Bengals plus 3.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Green Bay Packers versus the Baltimore Ravens. Packers opening up as 6.5 point favorites with the over-under at 43.5. The last 3 matchups, Green Bay 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The over is 0-3. Baltimore. I see Lamar Jackson's questionable. From what I've been seeing, it hasn't been looking promising that Lamar is going to play. Packers 8-2 in their last 10. Baltimore 6-4 in their last 10. Packers 11-1 covering the spread right now. 5-2 covering against Baltimore. 5-1 covering on the road. I mean, this Packer team is covering and winning like crazy. Baltimore 8-1 at home. Really good home team. 10-0 against the NFC. Kind of a crazy stat for this Baltimore team. A lot of injury concerns for Baltimore. The big one, we don't know if Lamar's going to play. I feel like he's going to be a true game time decision. I feel like Lamar's possibly won't play here. I feel like it's going to be Huntley at quarterback. We will see. But either way, I'm still rolling with the Packers, regardless of if Lamar plays or not. It'll be a much better game if Lamar plays for a viewer, that's for sure. But the way the Packers have been playing, they've just been playing lights out, and they've been able to cover. Taking Green Bay minus 6.5. Add them to your moneyline parlays. Then the last matchup, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs opening up as 11.5 point favorites with the over-under at 45.5. The last 3 head-to-head, the Saints 2-1, 2-1 covering the spread. The over has hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. The Saints 4-6 in their last 10. Tampa Bay 8-2 in their last 10. One of those losses, though, Tampa Bay did lose to New Orleans 36-27. The Saints, for some reason, they play really good against Tampa. 6-1 in their last 7 against Tampa. 6-1 covering against Tampa. 7-2 on the road against Tampa. I mean, kind of crazy. Tampa Bay 4-1 covering in their last 5. 5-0 covering at home here. Going against the statistics here, I'm taking Tampa Bay minus 11.5. Adding them on the moneyline parlays. At home, this defense is probably going to eat up Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill probably get some, they'll probably get a couple lucky scores maybe, but it's going to be tough for them to run on this Tampa Bay defense. And Taysom Hill has been prone to throwing some interceptions against this tough Bucs defense. We're going to see what happens. I mean, they have already beat the Bucs before. I just like Tampa Bay at home, especially with Tom Brady. Taking the Bucs minus 11.5 at home. Add them to your moneyline parlays. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Sunday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good one.